Mamelodi Sundowns are literally and figuratively above the South African Premier Soccer League. In terms of finances, they are currently the most valued club on the continent, not just in South Africa, ahead of Egyptian giants Ahly and are well above their rivals, Kaizer Chiefs. In terms of performance, Sundowns are unstoppable. They are the defending champions of the PSL, having won it 6 times in a row, and they are a few weeks away from their 7th. They won the 2023-24 season with 7 games to go. Take a look at the current PSL standings. After 28 out of 30 games, they are unbeaten, and you could call them Mamelodi Sundowns. They have twice as more points as Kaizer Chiefs. Let that sink in. And their women's team isn't lagging either. They won the inaugural CAF Women's Champions League in 2021. Sundowns have grown mentally and do not seem to take their feet off the pedal anytime soon. Now, how did Mamelodi Sundowns overshadow Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs to become the most dominant team in South Africa?
Leave the jersey better than you found it. Mm-hmm. And so when their responsibility is to leave this jersey when they do leave, and their cycle comes to an end, they've got to make sure that the jersey is in a better condition than they found it. And that's tough.
The story begins in the early 60s in Mamelodi, Pretoria. Founded by locals Frank Motsepe, Roy Fisher, Engel Sain, and Bernard Hatze, the club was named Marabastad Sundowns, inspired by a 1940s amateur team. Little did they know that this small club would grow into an African powerhouse. Fast forward in 1985, Zola Mahobi took over the club and began to turn things around. South African football was becoming non-racial, and the National Soccer League was formed. The big spending Sundowns boss recruited the services of elite South African footballers on a quest for supremacy. Mahobi brought in top talent and changed the team's kit to mimic Brazil's, earning them the nickname the Brazilians. Mahobi also brought in Stanley Chabalala, aka Screamer, who also introduced an exciting style of play known as the shoe shine and piano. Under his leadership, Sundowns won the 1986 Mainstay Cup and finished 3rd in the league the following season. After Mahobi's financial scandal, Solly Krok, a businessman, took over. He continued investing in star players, leading to Sundowns' first league title in 1988 and establishing themselves as the top team in South Africa. However, South Africa's ban from FIFA due to the apartheid system meant that South African clubs could only begin competing in CAF Champions League competitions in 1993. The 1990s saw the team solidify their performance in South African football with multiple league titles and cup victories. Their fans, known as Masandawana, were the heartbeat of the club, playing a crucial role in its success. In 2001, Sundowns aimed for continental glory, reaching the CAF Champions League final. Although they lost to Ahly, this achievement marked them as one of South Africa's elite teams. A few years later, a unique event happened, and can you guess it? In 2004, the club entered into a new chapter with the acquisition by mining magnate Patrice Motsepe. His vision and investments transformed Sundowns into a professionally run organization, capable of competing on a continental stage. His investments brought top-notch facilities and strategic signings, like Zimbabwean star Peter Ndlovu, who was set to join Kaizer Chiefs in that transfer window. This further cemented Sundowns' status as a powerhouse. Millions of South African rands were poured into the club as it became something of a tycoon's plaything, and this style of managing football clubs would later become very popular. Before the Qatar Sports Investment and State Sovereign Funds began purchasing European clubs, Patrice Motsepe had already mastered that craft. In late 2012, the club would take another exciting turn with the introduction of Pitso Mosimane. Mosimane's arrival in late 2012 steadied the coaching ship, but the spending continued. The new coach argued he needed 3 top-class players for each position to be able to compete for all the South African silverware, as well as continental success, and Motsepe kept the checkbook available. The pinnacle of their success came in 2016 when they won the CAF Champions League, cementing their place among Africa's elite and matching Orlando Pirates as the only South African club side to take Africa's top club prize. But the story of Mamelodi Sundowns isn't complete without mentioning the phenomenal rise of their women's team, the Mamelodi Sundowns ladies. Formed in 2009, the team has quickly risen to become a dominant force in women's football. The women's team has not only dominated the local league, but has also shown on the continental stage. In 2021, Mamelodi Sundowns ladies made history by winning the inaugural CAF Women's Champions League, proving that the club's excellence transcends gender. It highlighted the growth and potential of women's football in Africa, and Sundown ladies were at the forefront of this movement. In 2020, the team underwent changes in coaching personnel for the first time in almost 7 years, and an influx of new players after the departure of Pitso Mosimane. Rulani Mokoena and Mankoba took over as joint head coaches. The team has gone on to win the league 3 consecutive times, the Nedbank Cup, MTN 8, and the maiden edition of the African Football League. It's therefore not surprising that 7 out of the starting 11 at the 2024 AFCON for Bafana Bafana were from the Mamelodi Sundowns. From a small township team to African champions, Mamelodi Sundowns' journey is a testament to passion, resilience, and the power of dreams. Here's to the past, the present, and the future of the Brazilians. Now, who is your favorite Sundowns player of all time? Let us know below. Also, I've got a question for you. How do football players stay cool during a game? They stand next to fans. This video highlighted how Mamelodi Sundowns dominated Africa, but watch this video also to discover how the North African teams dominate African football. Or watch this one instead.